Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks, and today I'm with my daughter, Jessica. Say hi to everyone. So we're going to be painting some beautiful poinsettias. These aren't actually real. These were from Michael's about, I don't know,
a couple years ago.
10 years ago. Look how pretty they are still. But we can get inspiration from online. Let me show you what I found online today. So this is a pretty watercolor. I'm not sure who the artist is, but it's our inspiration for today. And so we've definitely gotten our sketches done. Let me show you Jessica's sketch if you can kind of see it.
Really shows up all that well.
It's all right. As we start painting, it'll come to life.
I tried to make sure it was paint.
And then here is, wait, did I even show you Jessica's? Probably not. There's Jessica's. So this is her setup. Excuse me, my throat's already going crazy. And then here's my setup. And I even tried to do where you can see both of ours side by side. So we're going to just get to it. Jessica was asking me what way to kind of start the painting. So I like to use the subject matter and start there. So I'm going to get some red. And you can use any kind of reds you have. I have several different ones. So alizarin crimson is good. And you can tell that my palette is super dirty right now. But this purple might work. So I'll probably mix a little of my red into this purple till it gets really, really red. And I don't know if you can see what Jess is doing. Let me see.
No, it's not in the frame, but that's fine.
Here, she's got just some Crayola watercolors. And so if that's all you have, that's what you use. And it's really cool because
it's better that you tell them what you're using than what I'm using.
I know, but a lot of people think, oh, you have to have the best to start doing something and get good results. But really, you're going to see amazing results from Jessica because she's so talented.
Oh, you flatter me.
Aw. Well, it's true. It's so true. All right, so we're back on mine, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to start first. So let me look at my reference photo, if I can bring it up. All right, so I'm looking at the center where I put these little circles, and I'm going to try and go around them because I want those to stay yellow. So a lot of times people put masking fluid, but I don't like masking fluid. All right, so I'm going around some of these little other leaves that are kind of on top of this one. And I need some more water, so I'm just dipping and not even wiping it off. And I'm just adding a bunch of water. And look at how that's going. And of course, Jeremy's trying to call us when he knows I'm going live, so we're just going to have to ignore him. My poor husband.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Oh, bless him. Who knows what he's calling about, but...
If he really cares that much, he'll call me next and I'll answer it.
Okay. Or you could text him probably and tell him, hey, remember, Mom? Go live, remember? Okay, so I'm just kind of putting in the petals.
I am too.
And it doesn't matter if they kind of overlap each other. Because right now we're just getting our first wash. And a lot of people want it to look like the picture perfect finished product in your first wash. And that's not going to happen. You have to spend time with your painting. You have to let it come to life with different layers.
This is true.
Yeah. And so I'm looking at my photo reference, and it has a lot more white in here than I do, and a lot more white in here than I do. So maybe my poinsettia is going to be different. Like the artist, I'm not even sure who the artist is of that watercolor I looked up, but I was kind of like, I think it's pretty, so I'm gonna use it as a reference. And if you have real poinsettias in your house, you can take photos of them and use that as a reference, or try to do plein air. Plein air is when you stare at something and then paint it, like from real life, like a still life. And that's always hard for me because I can't zoom in and my eyesight's a little hard to see far away. And
My eyesight's kind of bad too.
yeah, so we have bad eyesight, so we like it when it's on our camera and we can
I
see.
blame you for my bad eyesight.
Why? I think it's you got it.
Steve can see excellent far away.
Well, I only have 20/40. You have like
Negative 5,000.
yeah, something bad. Well, something really bad. But I think it's from staring at our phones too. Sometimes we get that.
I didn't even have a phone when I lost my vision, Mom.
Really?
I was in 2nd grade.
When you lost your vision?
That's when I started losing it, yeah.
That's so sad. Okay, I don't know if you can see just what I'm doing, but I'm layering. I put almost like a purplish wash that's real light, and now I'm putting in some darker value. So that's what we want, is some darker values
It's kind of
now.
what I'm doing too.
So let's see what Jess is doing. Let's transition over to her. What do you think?
What do you think?
I think it's beautiful. I think it's looking really good. And so what I see you doing is perfect. You're adding some darker values towards the center because that's where there's some shadow. And you're doing a really good job with that and leaving the middle open so that you can add some yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you don't have full control with the bigger brush, you can switch to a smaller brush to get around those little circles and things.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty good with doing my having control with the larger brush.
This just needs to dry so I can add in more.
Yep. And I could definitely, I can't unplug any of this stuff, but
No, that's fine.
to do our little heater, but that's okay.
Actually, I can plug it in over here.
You can?
Yeah, just hand it to me.
Alright,
There's an outlet on the wall behind me.
perfect. You can see usually that's too far for me, but it'll work for you.
You okay if I turn it on?
Oh yeah, it'll be a little loud, but it's okay. And see, sometimes I just, let mine air dry. And you see this right here?
Yeah.
So those are like called blooms. That's where water pushes the paint and
That's
makes
kind
a
of
bloom.
what I was going for.
Yeah. So a lot of, you can't really get that with any other medium. You have to do it with watercolor. I'm going to do us both side by side so you can see what we're both doing. Because I'm going to start painting some more right in here. And see, I'm just adding some more detail. Alright, and do you have a paper towel by you?
Yeah. Actually, they're probably close to you, but let me pull you one off.
Thanks. So a lot of times what I like to do is lift. So if you see a spot that you know should be lighter, just keep lifting until it's lighter in color. And that can be a really fun way to do watercoloring too. So blooms, lifting, there's so many different techniques you can learn through watercolor. Do you like this watercolor?
Me?
Yeah.
Like the paints themselves, or like what are you talking about?
Yeah, do you like using the medium watercolors?
I mean, I'm not like particularly good with them, but I enjoy it.
Yeah. I just think it's fun. For me, when I first started in my 20s, I didn't like it because my teacher was very, he was teaching us to just do wet and wet.
Can you hand me a paper towel, Mama?
Yeah. You handed me one, I handed you one.
Teamwork.
And so I'm just keeping this real watery and wet and letting it be real loose. My friend Marianne, she likes to be more precise in her paintings, more illustrated. I'm more like, let your imagination kind of think what it is and not really be too careful. And I don't know if you know this, in some poinsettias you get a little bit of that yellow in there. So I might put a little of that yellow, but I might even start putting those dots in there because sometimes it's fun to put them in and let them bleed into the red. So I might just add a few here and there and see what happens. And then I could look at the photo reference again. Yeah, there is definitely some yellows in there. And it's just kind of fun to add it in, playing with the colors. Just kind of fun. And when it's still wet, you can blend right there on the paper. And then these little ones are starting to pop out. I think there was one here and I didn't really draw it. Didn't draw it too good right there, but it's okay. Might let that dry and then I can do some more on it. I might make this lighter. And see how easy it is to lift off. See how I'm using my paper towel and just dabbing all that, making it lighter right there. So what I'm thinking I might do is let this dry and then I'm going to add some detail in a harsher line right there up against that one. And I think that'll make that one pop real good. And so while this area is kind of drying, I'm going to work on some leaves down here. Have you started on your leaves yet?
Oh, no.
No. So basically I'm mixing whatever. My two greens that I love to mix. I think it's sap green and not really sure what that other green is. I mix those two together and then I can add a little bit of red. Did you ever know that you could add red to green and get a nice dark green?
I mean, yeah. A little bit. It's more of like, isn't it more of like a burnt color?
Well, I just feel like it adds something to it, which is, I don't know, do I want to put these berries in it? I feel like their little berries are not in a poinsettia. Maybe they are. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, they're not, but they're cute.
Yeah, they're in the painting, so, and it's my inspiration painting, so maybe I'll add them in there. I'll just put a couple. So I have to spend some careful time and go around that. Oh, I like how yours is turning out.
Can you kind of like see what I'm doing on there?
Yeah.
Like you can tell I'm like leaving certain places open.
Yeah, here's like a up close. I can tell.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I do kind of like doing the side by side.
Yeah, I think that's neat. Are you all right if I turn the thing back on?
What thing? Oh, sure. All right, I'll turn your mic back.
Oh, I didn't realize you could turn them.
Yeah, I do. I do that sometimes just to make it not so loud. Oh, did you know that you can also add some yellow to your green? And that can make it turn a lighter green. So these are just like little tips that I use. Probably in kindergarten we were taught to darken, you use black, and to lighten, you use white. But in, well, I don't know, art school when I went to college, I learned that, or my teacher said, do not use that to darken. Don't use black and don't use white. And I was kind of like, why not? And I guess it just kind of, it makes you learn how to mix colors, I think. And to really see what you're seeing in real life. Because I don't think we have shadows that are really gray, and we don't have highlights that are really white. We have color involved in both of those. So like a highlight in our poinsettia might be yellow, and the shadows might be purple. And so we have to actually use our eyes to see what we're seeing and try and mix it on our palette. And I'm just kind of throwing in green here. I'm not making leaf shapes. I'm just kind of throwing them in there. But this area is still super wet, I think. But
I'd offer you the thing, but I don't think it'd reach over there.
no, that's okay. I'm just going to add green all through here. I'm going to change that. I didn't want that leaf right there. I'm going to do something different. It's going to be a different angle, I think. So, might need to add some Payne's Gray and make that super dark over here. I'm just getting my background going. Which the background can be this darker green. And you can even add some blues into it because I think our reference photo has some blue in there. Payne's Gray has a lot of blue in it. And I don't think you have Payne's Gray, but if you mix your blue and your brown together, that kind of makes Payne's Gray.
Why are you doing that?
I'm starting to do the background.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're moving very fast.
I'm a fast painter. Like, I guess I've gotten used to painting really fast. And it's kind of crazy that happens. So like, yeah, I tend to paint really fast when I'm watching a tutorial because they speed up their videos and I just try and keep up. So a lot of times I pause it and rewind it. So like if you follow along with Paul Clark, then you'll know that he does a 3-hour painting in 20 minutes. So there's no way I can do that. All right, let's see what Jess is doing here. Jess is doing some amazing stuff. Look at that. She's just being real bold with her blue and she's dabbing it in there in different places. And I told her to mix the brown and the blue to get that Payne's Gray color.
I'm just kind of like gonna add this in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I'm gonna like kind of like
Oh,
spread it
I
out
see.
just
You're
a
kind of
little.
following where the blue is on the painting. That's a good idea too. And see, I've just kind of mixed the blue in with my.
I'm gonna go in there with like a much smaller brush and like kind of spread it about.
Yeah. That's
Just
a good idea.
the colors on like the reference
Mm-hmm.
are like very splotchy.
Well, yeah, if you get your brush clean, like with some clean water, like rinse it out, and then you can spread that paint that you've already put on the paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing.
Yeah. And that softens the edges. So I'm going to do that on mine real quick. I'll show you. So I'm just kind of taking clean water and just kind of wiggling it against the edge of what I've already painted and see what happens. And it just kind of smears it. I say smear, but it kind of makes it bleed out a little bit. And then I can add some of the blue in there. Just like lift up a little blue from my palette. And I like how the blue is meshing really well with my greens. And I'm liking this a lot. But even though we're using this reference photo, it's going to be different. Our art is going to look different. And so I'm really liking how mine's turning out. And I need some more detail though. Let's see what Jess is doing. Jess is getting some detail in there in her background. But like just to show you the reference photo again. See how there's different blues and greens, and there's berries. I forgot berries. Oh well. I put a few on the bottom. But yeah, Jess is doing pretty good. And how long have you been watercoloring?
I don't really watercolor.
But you've been doing art for a while.
Yeah. I just kind of have like a little bit of a natural aptitude for any media. I mean, not like to brag or anything. I just like it's mainly because of you.
Yeah.
Just like you introduced us to a lot of this stuff. So it's not like I've been like doing it.
Yeah.
It's more of like just something I know.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose.
Well, yeah, I think that growing up, I introduced you guys to art and different ways of creating it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just kind of helps you to form some ideas of what you like. And I think you just naturally you go towards your style kind of goes towards what?
I think I'm very bold.
Yeah, you have the lines that you put around things and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. You did some art that was on glass too, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And I've not done something like that. So you're even getting creative and trying different things. Let's see if I can get some red, some bright, bright red on these little berry thingies. I'm gonna put some more red in that center. Now, I know there's veins in these petals. There's several ways you can put veins in your petals. So you can scratch them in with the back of your paintbrush. Notice the little chisel type thing on the back.
That's neat. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so you can actually just kind of drag it through the center of your petal, or in the curvature, how it's kind of moving. And watch how your paint kind of goes into those little scratch marks if you want to try it. And then there's veins that are going out from it. So this is kind of fun too, like you can do stuff like this. Oh, and I don't know if you guys are watching my shorts that I've been posting, but I'm trying to post one a day for the countdown to Christmas. So every day I'm going to do a 5-minute watercolor painting that will count down the days to Christmas. And so far we've had 4 days. This morning I posted one for a candle, which I think was pretty fun. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Are you looking at mine?
I'm looking at mine. Sorry.
It's just, you kind of like randomly started like talking and I was like, oh.
No, I like how my little veins that are popping out in my petals. I love it. And I just scratched that with the tip of my brush. But I do love yours. Yours is so different though. It's so it's crazy how different yours is.
Really?
Yeah. Like side by side. Like I can see them side by side.
Oh wow, they are very different.
Yep. And we're using the same reference photo, so it's kind of cool.
To be honest, I haven't really been looking at it all that much.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Well, you were when you put the blue down.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love yours.
It kind of got away from me.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so cool. I mean, as an artist, you just start letting what you want to do come out. And so I end up doing that as well. I'll just enjoy having the process. Like it just kind of gets out of control sometimes. My hand will just start doing weird stuff. And I always say that's God guiding my hand or the Holy Spirit. But definitely can be fun. You know what I mean? When you just let the creative juices flow. Well, I like how you're adding the dark red now. And that's really bringing
kind of
out
a brown.
Is it?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, that's cool though. Let me add some green into the tips of here.
I think I'm going for a very abstract look.
Well, that's what I'd call this, kind of a loose painting. You know, some people, I don't know if they call it a tight painting when it's like realistic, hyper realistic. But for me, I like it when it's kind of lets your mind fill in the details, and so you don't have to paint all the details. And I always tell my students that. I'm like, you don't have to paint all the details. But yeah, this is looking really good. I think both of ours are going to turn out amazing. We'll have to like frame them.
I feel like that's maybe pushing it for mine.
Why would you be pushing it?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know if it's that good.
Well, I think it's looking really good.
Thank you. Are you okay if I turn on the thingamajiggy?
Sure. I'll turn your volume down a little.
time for those little lines.
Yeah? You're going to go for it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna see what looks interesting.
You know, I had some lamp black on my palette and I've actually enjoyed using it, which I don't really recommend using black, but when you need it, it's good to have. Like if you're painting a black cat or something. Um, so now I'm getting really some more details in here. Maybe. I don't know if that's turning out right, but it's okay. Just try it a little bit here and there. And see, and these green leaves also have, I didn't make that real good yet. Hold on. There. A couple of them anyways. So now I'm drying off my brush, cleaning it and drying it, and I'm just gonna lighten some of those darker marks I made. Because they were just kind of too dark for me. But I like how they kind of bring out some of those front petals. So I'm gonna keep that going, but I'm just gonna lighten it. So it gives them a little more definition. So I like this. Just kind of wiggle my brush. Just wiggle it a little bit. And just kind of make it look a little bit more like it's in shadows here. And I feel like Reese is wanting our attention for some reason.
All she did was shake her ears.
I know, but she was kind of looking at us through the window. She's kind of like, Mama.
She can wait.
I know.
Although you are kind of right.
What?
It does kind of sound like she wants something.
Well, it's probably that time for her to go outside again. Which I'm always like trying to do before I go live. And I forget sometimes. But I'm so glad you're painting with me today.
Of course.
I think this is fun. And it's kind of like what I wanted to do last time when I said let's do a video together.
Okay, I had big ambitions that were probably too much.
Too much. Well, I still like your painting. You haven't finished it, but
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna.
Well, sometimes we pick an image and we're like, okay, I can do this, and then as you start doing it, it gets a little bit more involved than you thought.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because it's part of learning what you like and what you don't like. I'm going to splatter. I like splatters.
I think I'm gonna do that in gold.
Ooh, that's pretty too. And see, I didn't really do my berries, so there's my splatters of berries. I should splatter some green too. What do you think? So to mix up some
I think green
greens.
sounds good.
And put it here and there. Might put a little bit in the center. I like how like every little drop of paint starts to bleed into the red. I like that actually. I think it looks pretty. And see, sometimes your paintings might look great from a distance, you know? So we'll have to put it on the wall far away. So that no one can see it up close.
Yeah, as long as they don't look too closely, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. But yours is turning out really good. I like it.
You do?
Yeah, it's getting more depth into it now. You're adding a lot of layers, which is great.
I'm glad that you think it's good.
Oh, you're doing the center now. I might have to add some more dark green to mine. I'm like kind of letting it dry a little bit first.
What's that?
What was what? My chair? I was readjusting my seat. I like this, that we are doing side by side. I like that.
I did too.
And I'm just watching you because I'm not painting right now. I'm letting mine dry.
That's valid.
Oh, I love that.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Might have to steal some of that gold paint over here. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Especially if you want to see more of this. Like, I have enjoyed painting with my daughter. So if you all enjoy watching us paint together, definitely let us know in the comments. Because I think I could convince Jess to do this again. What do you think, Jess?
Maybe. Jess is kind of a recluse.
I know, but okay. So, you know, I just had a craft show this weekend. And my good friends were part of the craft show this time. So my friend Biba, she does a lot of paper crafts that are just gorgeous and take a lot of time. I know. She's awesome. She's from Germany and she just does everything with a lot of precision, I think. And I don't know if that's a stereotype, but I just think in general, Germans are pretty much known for that. And I'm going to do our side by side because I started painting again. And they're going to be like, wait, what'd you do? But also my friend Laura, she is starting to make photopolymer earrings, which are amazing. So I was happy that she could be part of our booth this year and set up her talents for everyone to see, and I think she did good. I was hoping she'd join us live. I don't see her name in the chat, but maybe.
Oh, are there like people?
Well, right now I haven't seen anyone commenting, but a lot of times people just watch because they put it on their TV. So
I totally forgot that this was live.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how funny is that?
I was just kind of like thinking to myself, and then I was like, who is she talking to? And then I was like, wait a minute, live? I totally didn't realize.
Live.
It skipped my mind.
Yeah. So sometimes I get a little discouraged when I don't see comments, and I'm like, is anyone even there? But I think they're there, and sometimes they're not commenting, so, which is fine. But also my friend Kathy, you know Kathy, she makes these beautiful angels angel ornaments out of
Mm-hmm.
beads, the crystal beads and stuff. So she did that, but she also did some paper decoupage type ornaments, and I got one for my sister that I'm gonna send her, and so I can't show it, but I got some other cute little ornaments, and I asked her if she could do a nativity scene for me, so maybe. But she's planning to leave us and move, which I'm very sad.
Kathy?
Yeah, but she said she'll come visit, so that's good. Which she's gonna go to Orlando, and then I don't know. I'm letting my flower dry again. So that's what I do a lot of times is I just paint and then I let it dry.
I'm gonna call that done.
Done?
Yes.
Wow. In like 42 minutes instead of like hours and hours.
I know. The other one I didn't even finish and it like took me days.
That's kind of funny.
But yeah, I think I like that. I think I like how abstract it kind of looks.
I think it looks great.
I think it looks okay.
Hey, hand me the gold. I want to start using some
here.
gold. You know, Jeremy's sister got these for me.
And that was nice.
I know, and it was a couple years ago, actually.
Was this Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie.
Jamie?
And so I kept saying, well, I don't know where I'm going to use some gold in my painting, but I think you have a great idea of putting it in there.
Yeah, like where the yellow was.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know I didn't like follow along like to a T or anything. Like
no.
It looks nothing like it, but like.
Oh my gosh, I am loving how this little bit of gold is just like, I touch it and it's bleeding straight out.
Ooh, go ahead and mute mine. I'm going to dry it and then I'm going to go over with white jelly pen.
Okay, doke. What size do you want? 10? So like I get those jelly roll pens from Michael's and there's 3 in a pack. So there's 3 different sizes. Now if that one's not working, I have 2 other ones over here.
Yeah.
But this one's a size 8. I think this one's newer though. It might work better. I think this one's out. Can you kind of see it's almost empty in there?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if it's just having a harder time flowing out of there, but they're so cheap. You can get these. Let me show the people. So you can get these at Michael's. This is like a $5 item right here for 3 of these. So really good. I used to buy, I don't know if I have it, these ones, and I think these were like $10 each or something. And like Stampin' Up used to sell them, and I would try and, you know, stock up on them, but they are paint, so they can dry out, and like sometimes they get old if you don't use them. So if you buy those expensive ones, then make sure you use them. Don't hoard them. We don't want to hoard our supplies. So let's see.
This isn't really doing what I wanted it to.
No?
No. But whatever, that's fine. Here.
Yeah, sometimes I don't want a bunch of those white lines, but it works out. So I think mine is turning out pretty good too. I might be done.
I think I'm done.
You're done? I like them side by side too. It's really,
I
really
think
cool.
they look good together.
Yeah. And you know what? I bought some square frames. I bought square frames from Michael's because they had buy one get two free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I so basically spent $4, a little over $4. Like $4.44 was what it ended up being, believe it or not, per frame.
Wow.
Yeah, because I bought they were 3-pack, so there was one 3-pack, and then I got two free 3-packs. I like how it shimmers.
I do too. Do you have a black pen? I'll write mine like initials or something.
Do you want a thick one or a thin one?
Either. Surprise me.
Surprise you? I like the one with the little kitty cats. That one actually.
Yeah, those are cute.
Yeah, they're cute.
Mhm.
Are you signing it at the top?
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting. I was going to do a video about signing your paintings because I thought that would be an interesting topic. And then this artist that I follow, he did the video about it. Like within a couple days of me thinking about it.
Yeah.
And so I commented on his video. I said, "Oh my gosh, I was thinking about doing this kind of a video, and you did it." So I love yours. Yours looks amazing.
Thank you.
So do I need to untape mine?
Let me see if I can like shine some better light on it.
Yeah, I know my lighting situation is not the best.
Oh, I suppose I could just use my phone.
Oh my gosh, I wish people could see like our whole setup really. You know what I mean? Like, let me show what we got going on right here. So basically, I put my child over here, and the table is kind of lower, but do you see how it's set up? And it's pretty interesting. But our room is real smallish.
I'm too
has your
tall
bench.
for this table.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with that table. I have tried to raise
My
the
legs
leg.
are too big.
These legs
I
too
mean,
raise.
not big, but they're too long, and then my knees are like hitting the top.
This table is lower than it should be. Like it has.
You think so?
The legs can go up, but for some reason, either I'm just not strong enough to pull them
I'm
out.
not strong enough.
And I don't know. You're probably strong enough. But anyways, I've enjoyed my child being here today.
Me too. I've been kind of like really into just kind of sitting here and like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um.
Did you feel comfortable painting?
Yeah. For the most part, I mean, I kind of like hold myself to a pretty high standard.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, I may not like this, like how it looks or like how I feel about it. So I was kind of like, oh, I'm not gonna be too hard on myself.
Right.
Let me come look at yours.
Okay. You want to come up closer? I was actually thinking about adding some purple.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Oh, thank you.
I like mine's a lot more bold than yours is, but yours
Yes.
is a lot more like muted and just overall kind of more attractive to the eye, I suppose.
Really?
Like it's
That's
just
too
like,
sweet of you to say.
well, I mean it. Like it's not flattery or anything. But just kind of like there's something about like looking at yours opposed to mine that's just kind of like pleasant.
Nice.
I'm not sure quite what it is, but
Well, you know what some lady told me at the craft show? She said, here, I'll do us so they can see our cuteness. She said something about how my paintings have like a softness
it's
to it.
it's like just like an overall like more like comfortable, like it's just kind of like the colors aren't as bright, they're more
Right. I
just
don't
kinda
do
toned
bright,
down.
bright
Mhm.
colors. In fact, that's why my palette looks how my palette looks like.
I like your palette. Your palette looks nice and messy.
So, yeah, and like people are always like, I need to clean my palette. I need to get clean. Like they would say this water is too dirty for them. Oops, I just ripped it
Oh
off.
my gosh! You need a towel? Well, you've
It's
got
fine.
one.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't mess up. It's fine.
But I really like yours. Yours is overall more like green.
Well, I know. That's why I was like the reference photo, which super pretty in its own right that I
Yeah.
saw. And I liked how loose it looked. And that's kind of my style. So, but it was brighter than what I normally do, so it's kind of like I can
Mhm.
change it a little bit and not have it be so bright. But I love what you did. So let's go to yours again. Although it looks a little blurry in that photo. Is it blurry?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I just have really bad vision though, so
I do
maybe we
too.
just think it looks blurry.
I think so too. But yeah, I was just like looking at these side by side, and I think they look great.
I think they look fabulous.
Yeah, and they're so different too, though. It's so cool.
Yeah, it really is. Just kind of like looking at them.
Yeah, one's like more bold, and one's more like I just splattered it.
Well, I don't think that. I think it's kind of like, I don't know the word to describe it. It's just very pleasant. It's just pleasant to look at.
Oh, I appreciate that. I like that.
Mine looks more like a lily. Yours looks like a poinsettia. Poinsettia? I don't know how to say it.
Poinsettia.
I don't know how to say it. I don't know what the word is.
Poinsettia, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I always said it like weird.
But here's like what happens like in the world. So like people tend to correct their parents because their parents don't know how to say things when they get older. And I did that to my mom all the time.
I'm sure she loved that.
And now I feel like it's gonna come around. Like I'm gonna start saying things and y'all are gonna be like, that's not how you say that, Mom.
I think I do that for some things, but like not all things. Cause like you're overall pretty okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes you say some weird things.
Well, when I try and like copy y'all's when you're speaking a foreign language and I try and say it, repeat you, and I can't. Like say something in Japanese.
Oh no, I would butcher that on
Nuh-uh,
camera. I can't. I can
Oh.
say French.
How about-
I'm more confident. with
Okay,
that.
do a French saying.
This is like my go-to. Je voudrais un jour s'il vous plaît, monsieur. But that's probably like a very Americanized version, and
I would be like, and that would
but
not
like
say
Amanda
anything.
can say something in like Spanish or Finnish, and like I'll try and repeat it, and like she like keeps correcting me, and I'm like, da da da, and she's like, no, da da da, and I'm like, da da da, and she's like, you're saying it wrong, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't hear the difference.
That's hilarious.
It like frustrates me to no end. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay,
wrong.
so you were teaching Jake and me how to say something in Japanese.
I think it's like a mixture of like 3 things.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, Ohayo gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu.
See, you still say it a little silly, but that's fine. You're saying the correct thing. That's all that I care about.
And then konnichiwa.
Yeah, there's konnichiwa.
But then there was something else I couldn't get.
Konbanwa.
See that? I can't do that. I can't.
I feel like that one's like the easy one.
Konbanwa.
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 But my
I don't
favorite
think
thing to
so.
say is like the itadakimasu.
Ikitikamasu.
See, you can't say that one right.
Ikitikinamasu.
No.
No.
No. Itidakimasu.
Oh, okay. So
What
you
is
know how
that?
I like to give some scripture at the end of my videos.
Oh, that's cool.
And I have to share a story that was really heartwarming. So Jake's friend Scott was coming over and spending the night a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so
Is
I
this
took him
the
to
prayer
school.
thing?
Yeah, so I was taking him to school, and on the way there, I was telling him they should pray for the bully at school, and because we don't know what he's going through, right?
Mhm.
So I said, for him to be so mean, maybe he's going through stuff, so pray for him. And a couple days ago, Scott was back in the car and we were all driving, and he said, "Guess what, Miss Jacqueline? I did what you said, and I prayed for the situation that was going on at school, and it totally turned it around, and everything worked out great." And I was like, "Yay!"
I was so jealous. I was like, what do you mean it all worked out for you? Like, that never happened for me. Like, I was like, what? He's choosing favorites or something.
No. God does not choose favorites. But I think the
I don't
difference, you were praying for good grades, weren't you?
I just wanted not to be stressed out. Like, I would have mental breakdowns in the bathroom over my grades.
Oh,
and I
my
just,
gosh.
I really wanted to do good. And so I prayed about it. And nothing happened.
Well, what happened to your test?
F.
F?
F. You don't understand how stressed I was about those, like, what are they? It was AP Human Geography.
Yes, I should have
And,
never put you in that class.
Mom, I would spend my lunch breaks in the chapel. I would spend my mornings in the chapel. Like, every single second I had, I was in that chapel, like, on my knees, like, please, please, please.
Bless
And
it.
nothing happened.
you-
Nothing happened.
And you studied?
I studied. I was the biggest, like,
Nerd.
I swear, I was the biggest nerd ever. Like, I worked hard.
Bookworm.
People said I was a try-hard. They called me a try-hard, how hard I worked on studying. I had flashcards, I made the Quizlets, I did all these things. That teacher just hated me.
I don't know. I
He
think
was
they
so
made it
mean.
hard. He made it hard. But
I never understood anything on that test. I was always like, I'd stare at, like, the questions for, like, forever. And I was like, that was how anxious I was.
hey, guess who just joined the chat?
Linda Ball!
Hey, Linda!
Linda.
You're going to have to watch from the beginning. But here, I'll show you our little paintings side by side.
Yeah, right now we're just kind of, like, chatting.
We're chit-chatting. So, yeah, those are our poinsettias. And they look pretty good, I think. What do you think, Linda? We wait patiently for her to type.
She says, ha
Ha ha ha. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. So we've just been having fun. And oh my gosh, Adela. Hey, Adela.
Hello.
This is my daughter, Jessica.
Yeah, my bangs are all a mess right now, though.
No, they look great.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
They
fine.
look awesome.
Linda Ball says beautiful.
Aw.
Oh, she's so sweet.
Yes. And so look, Adela, we're doing poinsettias. I think that's
now
how
you're
we say
calling
it.
them that.
Poinsettias. I don't know how to say it right. Adela, you're gonna have to teach us some Russian. I know Amanda, my other daughter, she was learning the alphabet.
I only know, like, a curse word in Russian.
Oh no, don't say curse words. No curse words, please, none. Oh, gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you,
She's
Linda.
such a good height, man.
Yeah, I love my Linda. She's so precious. And oh, did I forget anyone from the craft show that was with us? Oh, Ellen. I didn't mention Ellen, but Ellen did really good too with her junk journaling, her vintage kind of like she
I did paint too.
Yes. What does it say? Just painted too.
You can show the one that I did.
Okay, so looking at this, Jessica's is on the right and mine's on the left.
Mm-hmm. Mine's the weird lily looking one.
It's not a weird lily.
It is the weird lily looking one.
Oh, I love you both. Oh, we love you both.
Mhm.
We both love you, I mean.
Either way, it
Yeah.
works.
So we're kind of silly, but we were trying to think of some good scripture to just leave you guys with. I was thinking, which is really hard at this time of the year, when we're busy running around and doing things. Oh, Adela says this orchid flower is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adela. I
Is
thought
a poinsettia an orchid?
I don't know. It's kind of funny. I think it starts off with like some green leaves, and they change red when they're small.
Oh, really?
But we have these paints that are metallic, so we used them to add some gold highlights in there, which is experimenting, but it's fun. I like doing that. What is it? Oh my gosh, you guys want to see my little doggy, the little pup. If we can show, can you see in the window? He's barking over there at the door.
I can grab him.
You want to grab him? We would love to share him with the people. We shared a little bit. Come here, little baby. Come here. Where are you? Come here. Oh, he loves mama. Ooh.
Gross.
Stop licking me in the mouth. Say hello to your fans. He has his own channel, people. He has a channel too.
He is very
Go
cute.
find him. Go find him. His channel is Stampin' Turtles, if you go look that up.
Is it?
This one's Jacqueline Parks.
Oh.
So,
A new one.
a
What's
new
a new
one.
one?
What's a new
Channels?
one? A new channel or a new something? I don't know what you're saying. A new palette of gold? What were you referring to? There's probably a lag. I don't know if like what I'm saying right now is going along with the chat, but oh gosh, he's licking. Ha ha ha. He's laughing. He's laughing.
His face is kind of grody.
Is it a grody face? A new dog?
He's not.
We've had him like a year or 2 years probably now. 2 years?
Yeah, about.
Yeah. He's a cutie pie. So what do you think this scripture will be good?
Let me see. Yeah, I think that sounds good considering what you said about Scott
Yeah.
and how he prayed for like the
Prayed
bully.
for his enemy. So Luke 6:27 and 28. It says, "But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you."
It's a big lag, she
Okay,
says.
it's a big lag. Yeah, I can't really tell like CPUs and KBSs and all that stuff on my.
I don't even know what that is.
And it has 52 dropped frames. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where I'm still figuring out all my electronics but this one is pretty impressed with me.
No, I'm like, wow, you're so
And you know, there was a
smart.
guy from St. Michael's at the bowling alley that when we went that one night.
Yeah, that's Grant.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, yeah, I'm using OBS to go live on YouTube. And he's like, oh my gosh, my mom can't even figure out like something. And he's like, and you could do it. Do OBS, you know it. And I'm like, well, you just got to learn. Sometimes you go on YouTube and you learn things. That's how I learned a lot of things. And then the boss says, amen. Say amen. Well, it's been about an hour, a little bit over. So I'm going to say goodbye. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of us painting together. I think it was fun. I think we had a good time.
I feel okay about it.
You feel okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just as you keep painting, you'll get better and better. And even if you aren't like perfect, it doesn't matter because it'll start to become your style.
True.
And that's what I think people like. They like to see your style. Adela says, what breed is the dog and what is its name? This is a Yorkie. A
Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah, Yorkshire Terrier. He's only 5 pounds, 16 ounces, or maybe 5 pounds less than that.
Don't show them his bad haircut.
No, he had a little skin problem and they had to shave him. So it's growing back.
But to answer the other part of the question, his name is originally, he was someone else's dog that we took in, and they named him Finn. But I have a stepbrother whose name is Finn. He doesn't live here, but it was just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, the correlation was kind of funny. So we just call him Little Bit.
Yeah, because he's so little. And he's just like a little
bit
bit.
of dog.
He's just a little bit. He stares at me like I'm crazy.
He's like, this lady.
But you should go see him on the other channel that I have.
Yeah.
And he runs and jumps in the pool and he chases the water. And then the kitty cats try and grab him through the cage.
He's a hoot.
He's fun to watch. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's precious and I love him to bits. To little bits. Anyways, I hope you all have a blessed day and I love you all. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.